Hey everybody, so today I'm going to share 9 helpful hints for the strategy rank and order. And before I give you the 9 helpful hints, I'm going to actually just give you a brief overview of how it works. So first you got to choose the number of ideas. A lot of people like 10 because it's nice and round. You're going to choose the criteria for ranking and ordering. You're going to get students to rank from blank to blank. So if you choose 10, 1 to 10 based on that criteria. And then you get students to fill in the chart with that ranking and ordering based on the criteria. And last but not least, you get students to justify their decisions, and I would argue that this is the most important part of it because that's where the higher order thinking comes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get super meta, and I'm going to actually rank and order some helpful hints if you're trying rank and order for the first time. So I'm going to choose 9 helpful hints. I like the odd number because I think you'll remember it better. My criteria is going to be helpfulness for a teacher trying this for the first time. So that's how I'm going to rank them. It's going to be 1 to 9. And I'm not going to fill out a chart, but I am going to just give you those 9 reasons. And lastly, of course, I'm going to justify those reasons. So number 1 is, and I think this is true of almost any time you use a new strategy, you've got to use non-content related examples. That gets the students to buy in, and this kind of bleeds into my number 2 as well. You know, as your hook, I think you should probably try and, get them to rank something unofficially, to get them to sort of, get ready for what you're going to do and, get them used to the strategy without them even realizing that you've started already. Number 3, be very, very clear about justifying your thinking. I was pretty unclear with that the first time I did it, which actually bleeds into my number 4, in that it is okay to fail the first time. I was not clear in my justification aspect. I had them doing causes of the Civil War, and they gave me definitions instead of a justification for why they ranked that particular cause a number 1, 2, 3, or whatever. So it's okay if it doesn't go perfectly. Just be very clear with what justification is. Number 5, obviously it's important that we use research-based strategies, and the idea of ranking and ordering is super high level where students have to use critical thinking. It helps with self-regulation. Not to mention, I like the idea that in our lives, we have to rank and order a lot of things. Just think about our priorities. We got so much to do. We've got to decide what's number 1 on our list. So I love that. I also love that there can be so many extensions to this. So ranking and ordering can lead into many other things. You could actually make this a group activity. We live in a democracy, and sometimes we have to practice listening to others and backing up our point of view with facts. So I like that part of it as well. I've been kind of hinting at this in other places in the last couple. The versatility of this is amazing. I mean, there's so many things you could do with ranking and ordering. There's so many topics, even if you don't teach U.S. history or social studies like me. And lastly, do not forget how important student feedback is. We often just are thinking about what we're going to do next as a teacher, but my students let me know that the first time I did this, it did not work, and I saw it when they when I looked at the data from it. So don't forget that student feedback is incredibly important. And before we summarize, I wanted to give you an example of one that I thought went really, really well with my class. So I got students to choose the top 10 presidents, and my criteria was present day influence. So it wasn't good president, bad president, favorite president. It was level of modern day influence. So like I said, 1 to 10. They filled out the chart, and they had to justify their reasons. So this was pretty cool. And my extension was I turned it into a bracket setup. So you can, use this ranking and order strategy to take it to a different strategy that is doing something similar, but also something different at the same time. Let's summarize real quick. So we've got non-content examples, and the unofficial ranking is kind of a tag team of getting students to buy in when you do this for the first time with something that they care about. Number 3, make sure students know what justification looks like. I obviously crashed and burned because I didn't do that. Number 4, speaking of crashing and burning, it's okay if it doesn't go perfectly the first time, and that's true with anything. Number 5, it's great that it's research backed and it promotes higher order thinking skills and deliberation. Number 6, you can extend it in a variety of different ways. I just shared the idea with the bracket. You can make it collaborative and make people back it up and do a group list. Number 8, the topics are endless, which is great. You can rank and order pretty much anything. And lastly, don't forget to listen to your students. Hope this helps, and I hope all of you will try rank and order tomorrow.